Well, the good news first, that is that Atlantis came back and is in fine shape on the ground, perfect landing, everything's nice. Now they can go over the ship and find out what it is that fell off while they were up there and perhaps take some remedial action before the next flight. Other what passes for good news anyway, a second province of the, is it 17 provinces in Iraq? Something like that. Anyway, the second province of the bunch has been turned over for security to the Iraqi army, this time by the Italians in Nassirya. Italian forces have taken, I believe it's about 14 or 15 killed in their patrols there, so they'll be glad to get out. The Italians, in fact, are reducing their participation by the first of the year. In Budapest, 200 people have been hurt so far. Several hundred have been arrested. The protest is attempting to force the government to resign after the confession by the Prime Minister that he and the government agencies lied like a rug on the question of last April's economy going into the election. The Prime Minister has confessed, but he refuses to resign. The people are in the streets of Budapest, and the footage is wonderful, man. When's the last time you saw a cavalry charge? They've got them. They have the police mounted at a full canter in formation down the cobblestone streets of Budapest against the protesting mobs. Oh, it's classic. You don't see that much anymore. No swords. You know, it's not a full tilt cavalry charge, but still pretty good. Interesting stuff going on in New York today. Hugo Chavez and the president of the Persian Republic, Ahmadinejad, are supposed to make appearances at a Black Baptist church in Harlem today, where they will be, I suppose, continuing their campaign of vilification against the United States and its interests, which it was interesting, the two of them. Ahmadinejad appeared day before yesterday and kind of was softer and easier than everybody expected him to be, more reasonable, more gentle. And then Hugo Chavez came in yesterday and was the bad cop, and he denounced the president, called him a devil, literally, said that the place still smelled of brimstone from his last appearance. Then went on to detail a number of things, including the attempts to assassinate Chavez that the Americans had been doing. Predicted, as have others, that the United Nations must either reform or fold up. Said that the end of the American empire is imminent, etc., etc. These folks are going to both make appearances in New York today, according to some sources. Other sources say that Chavez has already left the country and headed back to Venezuela. Chavez, by the way, offering another $25 million in low-cost fuel oil for the upcoming winter to the poverty-stricken sections of Massachusetts, New York, and perhaps elsewhere in the Eastern Bloc. What else is going on? The McCain-Warner-Graham cabal in the Senate trying to stop the president from rewriting the Geneva Convention are now threatening a filibuster, which would be really unusual. I mean, you know, when does somebody filibuster their own party? But it could be. The point is that the end of next week is the end of this Congress. We're not going into recess, folks. This is the end of the Congress. Then we have an election. We elect a new Congress. They go back to work in January with a brand new clean slate, meaning that it's all off. If you don't get your bill passed, in this case the question of rewriting the Geneva Convention and making provision for the handling of terrorists and detainees, if you don't get it done by next month, by the end of the month, then theoretically it's over with and you can't do anything about it. But there's always a kink. The president can call a lame duck session of Congress, bring them back to Capitol Hill after the election when they know what the results are. And you think it's hairy now. Wait till that happens. That's enough things for now. I'm Travis T. Hipp. On the radio on a Thursday. Stay tuned.